Let's go through some of those picks, see where you stand. And I'm curious if any of them are going to be beneficiaries of what's now used to be Monday was considered Merger Monday. Now it's Vaccine Monday. So I'm curious if there's anything on your list that would match that.
Sure. So one of the things, Andrew, that we're looking at is high quality reopening stocks. Now, I'm not just looking at value cyclical companies that are going to benefit from the ongoing reopening of the economy, that have strong balance sheets and have great operating leverage. I think one of the things investors need to understand is some of these companies like a Diageo, a Delta, a Disney, the 3 Ds right there. And then you go to the financials like a Morgan Stanley, they have been cutting costs. They've been improving their bottom line all through revenue coming down. And once we get through this reopening, they're going to get huge operating leverage on the upside. They have strong balance sheets and they're the highest quality players in their area. So that's a focus that we're looking at. And one of the things that we're also looking at is look at growth at a reasonable price. It's not to say you just need to be value in cyclicals and everything reopening. Look at companies that have secular growth. And in that area, you've got the 5G players like a Qualcomm and an American Tower, but then you also have Electronic Arts. I mean, gaming is not going to go away. And you also have other areas like GoDaddy, which is people using the web. All of these things are going to have increased growth. We don't see those areas as pull-ins. So you get a combination of a diversified portfolio, this barbell approach that I've been talking about. And then you look at the reopening. And I know a lot of people are focused on those. And then, when I talk about a Morgan Stanley, you have other companies in financial services as well that are going to do well. The question and the key is the bridge to the reopening. And that's why I want high quality companies, because we're not sure.
So, I want to talk, though, how much does the timeline in this case matter at all? And the reason I ask is, depending on who you talk to, CNBC interviewed the head of Operation Warp Speed. He made an argument last week that he thought it's possible, not even possible, probable, that you could get to a herd immunity level of the vaccine, if you will, as early as May. I think that's a very optimistic approach. We've had other people, health experts and the like, come on this program and elsewhere and talk about that being a fall of 2021 exercise, if you will, and some that would even push that date out to 2022.
Right, and that's why the stocks that, when we talk about the reopening stocks, these are ones that have good balance sheets and good management. That's what I'm looking for, because there's going to be uncertainty through this as we're going through the political noise, we're going through the fiscal stimulus noise. Some of this is going to affect stocks that don't have the best balance sheets, and if they don't get the necessary capital, it doesn't matter how good they are. They're just not going to survive. So I want high quality companies that will have the operating leverage. And on the other side is, if you don't get that, you also want some of the growth companies, because they're going to do well, and then you can kind of invest in those as well. So it's not all or nothing. I think we're very much closer to the end. And Andrew, as you said, whether it's the spring or the fall, markets will start discounting that. They already have for some of these stocks. But the key is to stay invested in companies that are not going to get hurt by something non-fundamental. Because when things do get back to normal, and some of these companies like a Disney and even a Morgan Stanley are taking market share as we go through this. That has not really been incorporated into their earnings, and I think that's where investors get rewarded. But you have to stick through it. It will be volatile, and if you get some bad news, the stay-at-home stocks definitely will do better, but that's another opportunity to buy some of the ones that have been hurt.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.